Welcome back users to our channel. In today's video we are going to debut a new Linux distro. It is named SpiralLinux. It is developed by the creators of GeekoLinux. You must be knowing GeekoLinux. It is a derivative of OpenSUSE. It makes the OpenSUSE less daunting to new users. So likewise, SpiralLinux aspires to be same like GeekoLinux. It wants to make Debian Linux accessible to the new users who find Debian Linux to be daunting. So let us start our video. This is the website of the SpiralLinux. https spirallinux.github.io/download page. It is also a download page, so it is single web page. You can directly access the download, documentation, bugs, forum and news from here. The buttons are given. Now SpiralLinux is a collection of Linux pins built from Debian Linux with a focus on simplicity and out of the box usability across all the major desktop environments. It serves as an alternative live installation method for a highly reliable customized Debian system using only official Debian package repositories. So you can see here in the picture the SpiralLinux Cinnamon edition is there. SpiralLinux XFCE edition is available. SpiralLinux Plasma edition is also there. SpiralLinux Gnome edition is available. SpiralLinux Mate edition is available, and SpiralLinux Budgie edition is available. I think now LXQT will also come up. Yes, the SpiralLinux LXQT is also available. So all the major desktops of the Debian Linux are available in SpiralLinux. Now we go ahead and check out the SpiralLinux features. It is an installable live DVD USB images of around 2 GB in size and carefully configured for a wide array of popular desktop environments. Built from Debian Stable packages with newer hardware support pre-installed from Debian Backports. So this solves the major problem for the new users or the users with intermediate skills. Easily upgradable to Debian testing or unstable branches with just a few clicks. The instructions are given here. We will check out these instructions in the detailed review in the next video. Optimal Btrfs subvolume layout with Zstd transparent compression and automatic snapshots. Bootable via GRUB for easy rollbacks. So the instructions are given. We will check it out in the next video when we will do the detailed review. There is a graphical manager for Flatpak packages and pre-configured Flatpak theming. Font rendering and color theming is pre-configured for optimal legibility. So you will not have any issue reading the font on the desktop. Pre-installed proprietary media codecs and non-free Debian packages ready to use. So this is another headache for the new users. When they install from the standard Debian ISO, they find issues with the graphics and the media codecs. So that has been resolved here. Broad hardware support for wide array of proprietary firmware pre-installed. So the proprietary firmware is pre-installed, so that removes the third headache for the new users. Extensive printer support with relaxed permissions for printer administration. So this eases the administration overheads. So people can easily install the printer and administer it for the different users. Optimal power management with TLB pre-installed. So you can get the most life from your battery. VirtualBox support available out of the box. Enables ZRAM swap by default for better performance on low-end hardware. This is important. So many people who find Windows is making their hardware lag, they normally migrate to Linux, but sometimes that is found to be a bad decision because Linux also is found lagging on their systems because they have very low end or very old hardware. So for those kind of users, there is a ZRAM swap by default. so they can get a better performance on their low end hardware or the very old hardware. Normal users can operate and administer the system without recurring to terminal. Yes, so many find the terminal to be daunting. So for those kind of users, they can easily administer the system from the GUI itself. So no need of using the terminal every now and then. Now SpiralLinux depends entirely on Debian infrastructure, thus avoiding the developer hit by bus concern. So what happens is, in many of the derivative Linux distros, the developers heavily mod the packages, the GUI, and then suppose the developer leaves, because in most of the Linux distros the developer team is small in the derivative Linux world. So if one or even two developers resign from the team, then many of the packages are not being maintained properly. There are no bug releases, bug fixes are not available, nor the new releases are found, and then the issue of regressions and bugs starts, and the end user is affected. So this kind of thing will not happen in SpiralLinux, because the developers don't come in between the packages being pushed from Debian to the end user. So they are done only the mods and the configurations that are just essential for the Debian system to become more user friendly for the user. Other than that, they are not done any other unessential mods and tweaks to the configuration or the packages of the Debian system. Installed system can be smoothly upgraded to future Debian releases by retaining unique SpiralLinux configuration. So this is very critical. So one of the headaches of the many derivative Linux distros is that the system has to be reinstalled again whenever the new release is found. So the user has to completely format the system and install a new system. So that in doing so, the user loses lot of time and energy, and also his old working configuration is lost. So that has been taken care of here in the SpiralLinux. Now why another Debian based distro? So Debian does an excellent job of providing fundamentals needed for a highly reliable and flexible operating system. However, it is sprawling and impersonal organization that does not focus on being user friendly for the end user. So a plethora of Debian based distributions are arisen with the objective of adding layer of polish, albeit with varying degrees of success. Most of these efforts depend on single developer or a small group of developers with far fewer resources than the official Debian project. Many such projects create custom packages and supplemental package repositories that cease to exist and leave their users stranded in the event that the project ever ceases to function. SpiralLinux, on the other hand, has been carefully designed to be completely dependent on the extensive development resources and excellent packaging infrastructure of upstream Debian project. Debian itself provides a base system that is very capable, user friendly when properly configured. This is where SpiralLinux come into play. Great effort has been expended in polishing the SpiralLinux default configuration for all major desktops using packages and mechanisms that Debian itself provides. So in effect, the SpiralLinux installation is actually a legitimate Debian installation that can be infinitely upgraded from the official Debian repositories while retaining its unique Spiral configuration. So the SpiralLinux team has nailed the user requirements, and only now time will tell whether they are true to what they are saying. So we will of course try to go for a long-term review of this project. So that will the review will come sometime in future, maybe 1 month or 2 months. I will have to use this SpiralLinux on one of my system, either on bare metal or in a VM. So we will know how it works and whether it is stable and does it score all the marks for the functionality, added functionality it provides to the end user. So we have just covered the features of SpiralLinux and the differentiating factors of the this Linux distro over other Linux distros based on